Hey guys, it's Chelsea Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking college football. In the SEC, we've got Alabama going to Ole Miss. We've got a promo code for you guys. It's October if you want 15% off the entire site at picksandparlays.net. The total in this one is 69, and Alabama's favored Chip Chirimbes has been 14-4 over his last 4 Saturdays. He is blazing hot entering this one, and he's hit 4 straight best bets. So Chip Chirimbes, on that note,
Yes.
what do you got on this one?
Well, coming off that big win with Georgia over Auburn last Saturday, this is a great SEC matchup because the storyline has nothing to do with the teams, but with the coaches. Here we have Saban taking on an ex-assistant coach's offensive coordinator for 3 years, Lane Kiffin. They won 3 SEC championships and a national championship. Kiffin now, of course, is leading Mississippi. And last year, these two teams met. Saban and the Tide win 59-31. And, Saban is 20-0 against ex-teams, ex-coaches that he's had under him, much like who is that guy in the NFL? Belichick has the same kind of dominance over his assistants. But 4-0 against Jumbo Fisher, beats him last week 52-24. Mac Jones at quarterback for Alabama is 20 for 27. Alabama is no longer that grind-out ball club. They are number 6 in the nation in passing, and they're 5-0 in their last 5 road games to the over, and 6-1-1 overall in their last 7. And Mississippi, right now, with Lane Kiffin leading the way, the offensive coordinator, they're number 5 in the nation, Chelsea, in total offense, 536 yards a game. They allowed 51 points to Florida, 41 to Kentucky, have played the last 5 over against Alabama within the last 6 meetings. I'm going to play this game over. I'm not going to worry about the points. I'm going to just have fun and root for both sides to go down and score and tackle. Nobody tackles anymore anyway, and the game has changed. It's no longer a power game. It's a finesse pass, move the ball up the field. Jones threw for 369 yards last week, and a great performance for the Tide.
Right. Well, nothing's changing for Lane Kiffin. He's always been that offensive-minded coach. Defenses, not so much, but like you said, Alabama's really changed on that front. It used to be ground and pound, let the linemen take care of the business up front and run the ball down your throat. But yeah, they actually are pretty dynamic over the past few years. And even with Mac Jones, I know everybody talks about him just being a game manager, and he is compared to Tua. But the problem for me in this one is going to be the weather. On paper, I would love an over here if it wasn't for the weather, I think, because that hurricane's coming through. There's supposed to be 90% chance of rain. So I think it warrants looking at the weather before this one, because obviously those things can change. But the problem, even with that, Ole Miss defense is really bad, even against the run, which usually if it's going to be raining a lot, you'll look to run the ball a little bit more. And Ole Miss is allowing over 300 yards rushing per game. So yeah, Alabama can run the ball if they need to. And so I think there's still going to be a lot of points in this one. So I would lean to the over still.
The wind is going to be the mitigating factor here. Weather sometimes in rain, if it gets slippery, that's not so bad because it might lead to big plays. You have defensive backs go down, and you might have big scoring plays. But trying to get over a windy day, that's pretty tough. Anybody throwing the ball, even in the NFL.
I think they did move the game back a little bit. It was originally supposed to be earlier in the day. Now it's a little bit later. So maybe that helps. And also something else to look at. I have been hitting on Alabama first half. So if you like any of those lines in the first half, Alabama is usually one of those teams that comes out firing. And I think they're minus 13.5 in the first half. So 2 touchdowns. If they can be ahead, they can cover. But I think the safer play is probably the over, because Alabama's defense isn't nearly as tough as it has been in the past. I mean, they've given up points this season, 24 to Texas A&M and 19 to lowly Missouri.
I think it's the only way to go.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for our college football talk on Picks and Parlays. Chip Chirimbes, thanks for joining us, and we hope you stay hot on all your bets.